Hello, my name's Scott, and today we're going to be making a cube light in Substance Painter. And to do so, we're going to be using three things. We're going to be using a polygon fill tool, a mask, and also the emission layer. The idea of this is that we want this light to shine from the top and the bottom, and we want the outside surrounding part of the light to be a different substance or a different material. So I'll show how you can draw on just one particular part of the mesh in this way. So to start with, we're going to add that glow to it, make a folder called light, and I just add a fill layer. And if you scroll down to the bottom of this fill layer, you can see there's an emissive color that you can add. So if I set this to white, this will make my whole cube glow. However, as I mentioned before, we only want the top and the bottom to be affected by this, and this is where the mask comes in. So if I click on my folder, right click and say add black mask, basically you see all the light disappear. And the reason is on the mask, the only part that essentially shines through is the area that you paint white on that mask. Since my mask is completely black, obviously none of that light is getting out. So the idea is that I want the top of this cube and the bottom of the cube to be white. Now there's a pretty easy way to do this. If you go over to this menu, you can see a polygon fill tool. And once you have that, all you have to do is click on the faces that you want to add the white fill for the mask. So if I click, let's see here, like this side here, you can see it shows up. I can also do the same, but for the correct ones, by clicking on the top, and also this is the bottom here. And if you rotate it, I can see I now have the light shining on the top and the bottom. Now for the outside, I'm just going to use a smart material. So I'm going to click off this, go to my other layer, and drag this steel painted clear coat onto this. And you can see that that's added it. However, I don't really want this kind of silvery color. I'd rather have a bit of a black color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open that up and go to the base color of the metal here. And I'm going to change that to black like this. And so now I have a nice black color for the outside of my light, and I have the light, the emissive layer on the top and the bottom only. Now you look at this and it's kind of hard to see that this is actually really shining. One way that you can make it a little bit more apparent, at least when you're using Substance Painter, is to do the eye-ray render and then add a glare post effect. If you do so, then you can kind of see the light a little bit better. So I'll show you that real quick. If I go here to my render settings, and I'm just going to change this to a color fill for now for the background, just so it's a little bit easier to see, like that. Yep. And then if we go down here to the post-processing effects and I click on glare, automatically I get kind of that glow showing off a bit, and you can adjust these perimeters a bit, make it look a little bit nicer, drag it around, and that's what it looks like.